Hi everyone, today I'm reviewing the new Amazon Kindle Oasis. This is the new waterproof version of last year's Kindle Oasis. So that's the old one right there. That's the new one. Other than being waterproof, the biggest change is the screen size. So this is now a 7-inch 300 ppi display. So it's basically the same display as the older model. The only difference is the size, and there are, I believe, 2 extra lights inside the display. And let's check that out, actually. Let's turn out the lights and see if there's any difference. So that's the original, and that's the new one. There's really no difference as far as I can tell when it comes to the display. It's pretty much the same when it comes to brightness. And as I mentioned, this is waterproof, so you could have it submerged for up to 60 minutes, which is crazy. So I tried this out in the tub. I dipped it in the water multiple times, and it was fine. It survived. And I survived too. I didn't get electrocuted, so that's good. So it's pretty great if you're looking to, take a bath, or, get in a pool, or be by the ocean. Although I wouldn't recommend tossing this into the ocean. I'm sure the tide would pull that out to sea. So don't recommend that at all. But it's good to know that you can't really damage it with water. So it's got a nice seal here along the edge. The buttons are a little smaller than the previous model. And they also are a little snappier. They make like this little louder noise. So something to consider. It's a little louder. But because the display is an inch larger, as you can see here, there's more words on the page. So that's a nice increase in screen real estate for those of us who like to read with a large font. You can fit more on there. One disadvantage is the size. So even though the size helps with reading, this baby can fit in my back pocket of my jeans. This one cannot. So this one either has to go into a backpack, or I just have to carry it, because that extra inch is the difference between sliding it into your pocket and not. So you have to think about that for a minute, if what's really important to you. Also, this comes in 8 gigabytes and 32 gigabytes. So what that's about is you can now have audiobooks on the Kindle, which was a feature years ago that they removed, and now they're reintroducing it. The only thing is even though you have Audible access and access to the Audible store on here, there are no speakers built in. So the only way you can listen to those audiobooks is with a Bluetooth speaker or Bluetooth, wireless headphones. But it can be a good way to go back and forth between a book. So if you have the Audible version and you have an ebook version, you can quickly go back and forth. If you just want to listen, let's say you're in the kitchen and you're trying to do some chores, you can hook it up to a Bluetooth speaker, be playing a book, so you're making progress while cleaning the dishes or whatever you're working on. So that's a nice feature. In addition to that, another key difference is the material. So this has an aluminum back to it, which is very nice. So it's very similar to like an iPad or something like that. And the entire battery is built into the device itself. So it's all there. So unlike the previous Kindle, where you have the battery in the case and the device itself, there's no battery in the case. The case is just a case. Now, what does that mean about battery life? Well, I have to tell you, if you're using the new Kindle Oasis, you're going to drain it pretty much in one day. If you're listening to audiobooks, if you're connected to Wi-Fi or 3G, and if you read a good amount every day, you're probably going to want to charge it. I know they say that it could last weeks. That's just not true. The only way it would last weeks is if you have it turned off in airplane mode like that. That's the only way it's going to last for weeks. Does that bother me? Not really, because I'm used to charging my phone every day, so I don't mind charging my Kindle. Another thing to keep in mind is that there are certain accessibility features that are exclusive to this device. For example, you can do voice view, which is basically text-to-speech, so that's nice. You can also do a display size, which is either larger or standard. so that will change the way things appear on your screen. I prefer the larger. And you can also invert the text, image, and page colors to black and white versus white and black. So then it would appear like this, which is actually pretty nice. So you could do this at nighttime if you don't want to deal with the screen being so bright. Another thing to consider is this has an adaptive light sensor, which is a feature that was on the Kindle Voyage, but was not, for some reason, on last year's Kindle Oasis. So you can see right here, auto brightness. You can also turn on the night light feature, where basically if you're reading this at night, it will gradually decrease the brightness to make it easier on the eyes. Auto brightness is, it's nice, but there are times when I want the brightness to be cranked all the way up and it lowers it, and I don't exactly enjoy that. So, but it's a good way to save battery life. So that's something to consider too. And then there are two official cases here in different colors. This is the premium leather case. It has this kind of fold here so you can prop it up. I tried that and it doesn't work very well, so something to consider. And then they have the fabric case, which also comes in 3 colors, and this is water resistant. So this is the one that you want to have on if you're by the pool or in the tub, because this one won't get damaged as much as the leather one. I believe this one retails for $45, this one retails for $60. For whatever reason, they're no longer available on Amazon, but they're available on other sites such as Best Buy, so look there if you need one. And of course, there are also third-party cases as well, but this, I feel like it's nice. The leather is really wonderful. It hugs the device nicely. I don't care that it doesn't cover all of it. The magnet is pretty strong. I know some people have complained about the magnet coming off. There is that possibility, but if you're careful with your devices, you should be fine. So that's it. That is the new waterproof Kindle Oasis. If you want the 32 gigabyte model that has cellular and no ads, we're talking $349. But I believe the entry level version, which comes with special offers and Wi-Fi only and all that, I believe you can get one for as little as $249, which obviously it's still a decent amount of money. But if you are looking for a high-end Kindle, like basically the Cadillac of e-readers, this is the one. If you'd rather save your money and just get a highly functional e-reader at a reasonable price, I recommend the latest Kindle Paperwhite, which is still a terrific device, does nearly all of these things, but if you really care about waterproofing and aluminum backing and larger display and all that good stuff, the 2017 Kindle Oasis is a beauty. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I do appreciate it, and I look forward to talking to you soon.